Freeze Dry Friday, and today is the day that our family is involved in the big February Freeze Dry collab. So check out all the channels below. Thank you so much to the Inquisitive Farm Wife for including us in this amazing collab that shows so many different channels freeze drying and using their food in that. Now, you're gonna watch a couple clips of us actually freeze drying some of our food, but today we're also going to reconstitute that and make nachos for lunch. So we're gonna start out this video watching some of our video segments on freeze drying these particular items. So we've got today our hamburger meat, we've got nacho cheese, we've got cooked black beans, olives, red onions, sour cream, and salsa. So watch the next section of videos and then check out us actually recreating nachos out of all of these ingredients. Hey, Kris and Larry family. So I wanted to help you save on your groceries this week. Now we can buy these number 10 cans, but who goes through one of these number 10 cans in a sitting? Unless you have a super huge family. Now we've got a large family and yet we don't. So one of the tricks that I have is if you have your Harvest Right freeze dryer, you can pick up these number 10 cans, save money. Like I get these at Costco or Sam's Club. Walmart does carry them at times. Sometimes my local grocery store will have something come in. And how much nacho cheese am I gonna go through? This is for football games. This is for other things, but my kids like to eat nachos at other times during the year. So I go ahead and I get out my can opener, I open this up, I fill up a mason jar of what they're gonna use right now, and the rest of it goes onto freeze-dried trays. And then I can reconstitute all of that as much as we need later. So let's get started here. Okay. So all I'm going to do is take a big spoon and dish up enough nacho cheese to fill this little pint-sized jar. Now it doesn't sound like much, but that is enough for my whole family and then some for nachos. We're just gonna fill this up, and this is going right into my refrigerator for an upcoming meal in the next couple days, okay? You're just gonna dump this out when it's time. Heat it on your stove or in your crock pot or however you want to do it and serve it over your cheese. Now I've got my can opened up. I've got my serving size out. We've got our medium-sized trays and we're just gonna spread this on thinly on these medium-sized trays. Now normally I take up 2 trays for what's left in here. Depends on how much I stuck in that jar too. So we're just gonna spoon this out. You can do this with the regular cheese sauce that you do with like your broccoli and cheese sides or your macaroni and cheese. You can do this with this nacho cheese variant. Spread this out. You wanna keep your cheese. Now this is really thick, I will tell you that. It is really, really thick. You wanna keep it really even on your tray, because if you don't, then you're gonna have cold spots that still have moisture in it when you're done. Now the trick to nacho cheese is once it comes out of the freeze dryer, you wanna double check it that it's all completely dry and it can powder. If you see or feel any cold or wet spots or it's discolored, it'll all be the same color if it's freeze dried properly. If you see any of those, flip the whole thing over as best you can and then go ahead and put it back in the machine for another couple hours. I always reset mine for 4 extra hours. It automatically will do 2. I up mine always, because I don't want to have to start the process over again. All right. Okay, so I've got this cheese piled up. We're just gonna spread this out, and this is just gonna go right into my freeze dryer for another meal. On the other 2 trays, I'm actually going to be putting some cooked, ready to can black beans that I have that are in my refrigerator. We cooked them and we did not get a chance to can them. So we're gonna go ahead and get those on the other 2 trays. So we've got beans that are pre-cooked, you just have to rehydrate, and nacho cheese for the next football game we want to watch, or friends are over for dinner and the kids want to heat up some nachos. Okay, for the hatch chilies, now these are a good size hatch chili for this time of year. We're in February. This is not normally what I would purchase this time of year, but we're doing this just for this experiment. These I cut into quarters and then we'll chop them up and make little bits. So all we're gonna do is cut off the end. I leave the seeds in mine because I do not care how hot they are. So I'm just gonna slice this top off right here and cut this into quarters. Okay, we went ahead and picked up 2 cans of olives. These are whole olives, so I'm going to go ahead and chop them up as the kids will be eating them. We've never put olives to the freeze dryer just because they're already canned, and to me that's kind of a waste, but we wanted to do an experiment with all freeze dried. So we're gonna go ahead and chop these up. 2 were the price of 1 chopped up one, so we went ahead and said, well, we'll just chop them up for that price. All right, so here are about 10 fresh jalapenos sliced up into coins. I've got a red onion. I've got about 12 or so hatch chilies that I've chopped up, and we've got the olives. And we're gonna go ahead and get these in to the freeze dryer, and we'll see how much other room we've got, because I've got some racks and some sour cream and some other things we can put in as well. All right, so 1 onion fits about a third of a tray, and then those are the 2 cans of the large cans of olives that we chopped up. We've got hatch chilies, and it completely fills the tray. And then the jalapenos, I actually cut 2 jalapenos too many by the looks of it, because they did have to overlap just a hair in here. But these are on this tray. Now my 4th tray, I've gone ahead and I put in my rack. Now I have a metal version of this that I can change the size of, and then I've got this one. This one I use a lot for yogurt and ice cream bites for the kids. But we're gonna go ahead and fill part of it with sour cream and part of it with salsa and give that a try. Okay, so 1 16-ounce sour cream fits in half of the rack, and then we added salsa into this. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in the machine, get them started, and then we'll have them for our next nacho meal. So we're gonna start out to reconstitute all this. We're gonna put our hamburger meat and some water in our pan and get that cooking online. Now these are already cooked. All the hamburgers already cooked. The cheese is already processed. We just have to recreate, and the black beans are already cooked and then just freeze dried. So we're gonna be mixing some things in here and letting these simmer on our stovetop while we make some other ingredients. So I'm gonna start with a jar. This is a quart-sized jar of hamburger meat that we had seasoned and freeze dried. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add in about 4 cups of water into my pan with that meat, because we're gonna put some other ingredients in there as well. All right, thank you. So we've got cooked black beans here, and we're gonna snip open this bag. Those look nice in there. We're gonna add those in here as well and get stirring. Rowan, can you stir this?
Yes. Right there.
Thank you. Okay. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, oh, yeah, pull that out. Always check your food. This had an oxygen absorber that wanted to cook with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get out a bowl here. And we are going to reconstitute nacho cheese with some hot water. Now I want this to be nice and toasty warm here because I want to be able to spread this over on top. Now we're going to use a stick blender to get this nice and smooth. And we're not going to use this whole bag, I don't think, but you can see we've got nacho cheese that is in little chunks here. Oh, throw that away. Okay, Miss Grayson, I want you to go ahead and take a fork and you're going to crush down all of the chunks. She's going to make this into a powder for me. Now you can put this through a blender. You don't have to, but you can. Okay, crush all of those chunks down, please. While she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and open up black olives and get those in a little bowl of water here and get those reconstituting. Now those are fairly easy. We're just going to use some cold water with that. I love that we can make these different dishes out of just ingredients that we freeze dried and everything can come together. Okay, squish it, squish it. Okay, now we've also got some green chilies here and I think I'm gonna put those in with the meat as well. Now we use a lot of green chilies in our household. These are hatch green chilies and we just chop them up. We're gonna go ahead and mix this in with that meat while it's cooking. Now some of the bags that I have zipper tops to them that you can seal back up and others do not. The ones from Harvest Right do not, so we have to reseal these with a heat sealer, which is totally fine. But these other Mylars that I pick up, and there'll be a link below where I get them on Amazon, they have a zipper seal so that you can zip them right back up right away. I remember getting my freeze dryer in the beginning and I was very hesitant at first because I didn't know what to expect with the food that was coming out of it. Well, now it's amazing now because we've learned how to cook a lot with it. And this particular, like I can smell the hamburger meat already cooking, you know, reconstituting and heating back up. So it smells and tastes exactly like what it was before when it was fresh. All right, let's go ahead and add some hot water into that and that should get the rest of the cheesy chunks out, okay? Okay, now Rowan's broken up most of the chunks that are in here. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and add a cup of hot water, and this came just right out of my Keurig. Now I added a lot of water into this, so if we need to add some more cheese, I still have half of a bag of cheese in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. Okay, now we just added this in and there are some cheese chunks still in here and it is lumpy still, and that's not a big deal. We've got quite a bit of liquid, so we're gonna add some more cheese powder in here and keep breaking up these chunks, and then we'll take a stick blender and get this all blended out. Okay. Need some more hot water, please. Gotcha. Now, when we made our salsa, we put them in the little salsa molds, or the little, we use them for yogurt. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop these into a little carafe here and add some water into that. And it's salsa for the top. We'll let those reconstitute up, and I'll add a little bit more as it's going to soak up any water. We're gonna make this salsa back into salsa. All right, so we got sour cream here. We're gonna go ahead and put that into a carafe and add some cold water to that as well. Now, sour cream will never get the same texture as it did originally. I will tell you that. That's one of those foods that, to me, never tastes the same. But it's still good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dish this up now. Sour cream comes in a powder form. When it comes out, we use the same, thing as the salsas. So we should have had these little square things, but it comes out as powder. Okay. Add a little cold water into this. And you only want to put a little bit when it comes to the sour cream. You don't want to overdo it so it's not liquidy. You don't want a soup. You just want it creamy enough to use, and it will soak up all that water. So again, we do a lot of ingredients at our house on purpose. We don't want to do full meals because I can always mix and match things later, which I really, really love about this. So I've got my olives, I've got salsa, we've got sour cream reconstituting here. Last is avocado slices. Now the trick to avocado slices for me was to use lemon juice in the water when you reconstitute it. So get some lemon juice out of the refrigerator, sister. These avocado slices look absolutely amazing. They were a little bit overripe when we put them in here, but that's okay. They're gonna reconstitute exactly like they were before, but you can mush these up and make them into guacamole. You can also freeze dry guacamole as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of water, add a little bit of lemon juice. Now the chips are not freeze dried. Okay. We're gonna make them look nice and pretty. All right. Meat, beans, onions, and green chilies. All right. Rehydrated nacho cheese. Stick blenders work amazing with these items. Okay. Some good cheese there. Okay. All right, you got olives, sour cream, salsa, and avocados. Sour cream? Sure. All right, you guys, so you can make a complete meal out of the items that you have freeze-dried, put together. We're making nachos for lunch today, ground beef, black beans, nacho cheese. We've got red onions and chilies in here. We've got salsa, sour cream, and avocado. So just know you can do that. So make sure that you check out the link below. That's where we have our Harvest Right affiliate link, along with the Mylar bags that we pick up, and many other things. We get a little something and it doesn't change your price. It just lets Harvest Right know that you guys heard from us. So you can make so many different meals out of just ingredients that you freeze-dried yourself. Have a blessed day, y'all, and we will see you on the next video. Bye for now.